is saving sex for marriage?
Yeah!
I know I am, that's right. I'm saving sex for marriage. That being said, does anyone here want to get married tonight? I'm just kidding. That's a joke I wrote when I got a little too into being a Christian. But in my defense, like a lot of women in their mid to late 20s, I've always loved to believe that a 33-year-old man could save me. I'm not saving sex for marriage anymore, but I'm not a slut, okay? I only have sex when I'm in love. That being said, does anyone here want to fall in love tonight? Not saving sex for marriage, but I am saving anal for marriage. Like a good Christian, I believe that painful sex that I'm scared of should only be enjoyed within the sacred confines of holy matrimony. So anal is for marriage only. That being said, does anyone here want to get married tonight? I'm not a slut, but I'm afraid of being called one because my sex tape is probably going to leak soon. It's being used as evidence in the Luigi Mangione trial. We filmed it on the morning of December 4th, 2024, and I know what people are going to say. Okay, they're going to call it pornography. They're going to say, oh my God, they were fucking like animals. He was hitting it from the back, crazy style. And yeah, that's true. But to me, what we were doing was making love. I'm not normally this thin, by the way. I've been starving myself, but don't worry, it's for a good reason. My grandmother is 93 years old. She weighs 106 pounds, and she told me that she fears she's nearing the end of her life, and as a lifelong committed anorexic, if I weigh more than 54 kilos on the day of her funeral, her soul will not move on from this world. I do want to lose weight, but I think Ozempic should be illegal, not for any moral or medical reason, but because my mom took it and now she's skinnier than me. I just think that's wrong. I'm sorry, imagine you have a fat mom your whole life, and then one day, when she's in her 60s and you're in your 20s, she's a badder bitch than you? I'm not going to go on Ozempic. I'll do crack before I do Ozempic. But that's just because I kind of want to try crack. Have y'all heard about the male loneliness epidemic? Yeah, imagine how that feels for me as a single woman. Men are so lonely in such high numbers that it constitutes an epidemic, and I still can't get a boyfriend. There's also an epidemic of male suicide, which also feels personal. When faced with the possibility of dating me, men would rather die. Interestingly, men and women actually attempt suicide at the same rates, but men's attempts are statistically more successful because of the methods they use. I guess suicide is like math or driving. Men are just better at it. I'm sorry about that joke. I don't want to offend people, you know. I want to say the right things. I want to use the right terminology. Recently, I used the word whore, and I was told that the correct term is actually sex worker. So I apologized. I corrected myself. I said, I'm sorry. What I, of course, meant to say is that I want you to spank me and call me a dirty, dirty sex worker. I want you to pull my hair and call me a dirty little proprietor of sexual goods and services. A nasty little small business owner. And I'm sorry to be all woke. You know, I just think we should be mindful of these things. Bravely, I'm against racism and homophobia. Do you ever, thank you. The one person clapping for that. The rest of you got some work to do. Do you ever meet someone so homophobic that it's almost gay? I met a lot of these types of homophobes when I used to go to church. They'd be like, the thought of two men together disgusts me. Just the thought of it. The constant thought of it. And the videos of it that I search for are also disgusting. I recently came out as bisexual. Hold for applause. I did some introspection and realized I am also attracted to men. I don't know if I'm bisexual or just getting desperate. I'm a little unlucky in love. I've never been in a relationship. I am somehow always going through a breakup. I'm sort of the girlfriend that's in one episode of the sitcom, a guest star, not a series regular, but that's okay because the only advice I could ever actually give to anyone hoping to get or keep the attention of a man is just to somehow, by science or magic, already be his ex-girlfriend. You can pull that off, he'll be obsessed with you forever. I'm happy to be here in the Netherlands. I used to live here in the Netherlands. Yeah, sure. I didn't have the best time dating Dutch guys, but I guess I admire how honest they are. I went on a date with a Dutch guy here in Amsterdam, and he took me to a really cool bar, and I was like, wow, this bar is so cool. Do you come here a lot? He just looks at me like I'm fucking stupid and goes, yes, I take dates here. I struggled with my mental health when I lived in the Netherlands. I was going through a really tough time, and I actually ended up staying for almost a month in a Dutch mental hospital. But it was actually an amazing language immersion experience. I learned key Dutch phrases, like dankjewel and alsjeblieft and geef me meer lorazepam. The basics. I lived for the last 3 years in London, England, which was amazing because I got to share a hometown with my personal hero, Camilla Parker Bowles. I am so happy that Camilla is queen now, or queen concubine, or whatever she's called. Because this is a huge moment for side bitches everywhere. I mean, think about it. Think about the message it sends. If you wait around long enough, if you dig your claws in deep enough, that married loser that you have phone sex with will eventually kill his wife for you. I mean, leave his wife for you. What did I say? He'll leave his wife for you. Look, I'm an original, and I want to be the first comedian in human history to point out that, and bear with me here, sometimes I think that men and women are different. Because think about it, because men are all like, oh, I want to watch F1, and women are all like, I have a mild UTI, but I'm going to go to work anyway. No, but the real difference between men and women is that women are all like, honey, have you seen my purse? And men are all like, oh, Beth, I didn't know you'd be home. And women are all like, I'm not really home. I'm looking for my green purse. It has my notes for my presentation in it. Have you seen it anywhere? It's very important that I find it. And men are all like, oh, you're not really home? That's rich. And women are all like, can we not do this right now, Zach? And men are all like, then when are we going to do it? Tonight? Oh, wait, you're working later. Or how about this weekend? Or will you be at the office? And women are like, you said that you were going to start resenting me when I started making more money than you, but this is just how it has to be now. And hey, maybe, Zach, maybe if you hadn't borrowed $18,000 from my dad and lost it all trying to start your streetwear brand and ruined our fucking lives, I wouldn't have to work in finance when my dream is to paint. And men are all like, your paintings aren't even that good, Beth, you just don't want to work. And women are all like, wow. And men are all like, you know I love your paintings, baby. I'm so sorry. I guess I wanted to say something that would hurt you because I've been feeling neglected, but that's not an excuse. I want this to work. I want to be together. You, me, us. I want to be with you. I love you. And women are all like, I'm going to go shopping. That's all the time I have tonight. I thank you. You were a great crowd, and enjoy the show.